Let's talk about attribution windows on Pinterest. I've been getting a lot of questions about this lately, and it's really confusing because Pinterest ads are different than any other platforms. Welcome, my name is Adriana. I help Shopify e-commerce businesses and influencers drive traffic and sales utilizing Pinterest. Today's video is all about attribution window, but before we dive in, don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button and to hit the bell to be notified every single time I post a new video here on the Kordial Media YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. First things first, which attribution window should you be using for your Pinterest ads? Across the board, Pinterest will recommend the 30-30-30 window on date of conversion event as well. And the reason why they recommend 30-30-30 is for a few different reasons. First of all, let's talk about what each number means. The first number is 30 days after the pinner has clicked on your ad. The second number is 30 days after the pinner has engaged with your ad. That means it could have saved it, it could have just clicked on the ad to see the ad, it could have become an outbound click, it could have been a purchase, whatever. Well, not a purchase actually, it's just an engagement with the ad, 30 days after that. And the last number is 30 days after they've viewed the ad. So that's what 30-30-30 means: click, engagement, and view. Next thing I like to select is the date of conversion event as opposed to the date of ad event. I find the date of conversion event is more accurate because it tracks the actual number of conversions within that window of time that you've selected, whether it be, 30 days or 7 days or whatever. Now, why is it that we select 30-30-30 across the board for Pinterest ads? So the first reason why Pinterest recommends a 30-30-30 window is because they are a first click model. First click, if you want to know what that means, I have a full video on that. You can watch it. I'll link it in the description box below. But essentially, if the pinner is clicking on the pin on Pinterest, but only buying from another party a few days later, or another platform a few days later, Pinterest still wants to attribute that sale to itself. And so they recommend a larger window in order to be able to do that. The second reason why they recommend 30-30-30 is because the buying journey on Pinterest is much longer. Pinners are planners, which means that you hit them at the research stage. And so by the time they actually decide to make their purchase, usually a couple weeks have gone by. And if the attribution window was smaller than 30 days, well, 30-30-30, then there's a high chance that the sale would get lost and would not get reported within the Pinterest Ads dashboard. The next reason why they recommend 30-30-30 is because the learning phase of a campaign is also 14 days. That means when you launch an ad or you make any optimizations, usually it takes 14 full days for the optimizations to take effect or for the new campaign to learn or get out of its learning phase. The reason why is, again, because of the buying behavior on the platform. Pinners are planners, like I just mentioned, and so because it takes more time for pinners to convert, Pinterest likes to look at a bigger window to make sure that they are attributing all the sales that they've contributed to getting for a business to themselves. If you went ahead and saw one of Pinterest's new updates because you've been running, Pinterest ads for a while, you might actually notice that they recommend a attribution window to you. What I've noticed recently is that for every single ad account that's been running ads for a substantial amount of time and that has put a substantial amount of budget within Pinterest ads will actually go ahead and recommend a certain conversion window for you. So in some cases, it might be much less than 30-30-30. It could be 7-7-7, 7-7-1. It could be, I don't think 14 is an option, even though it should be. It's not, but I've noticed that more and more on accounts lately. And so I would urge you to go and take a look if they recommend you a Pinterest attribution window, because if they do, then I do think it's worth following as opposed to just using their general 30-30-30 recommendation. Something else that you can do in order to figure out what is the actual perfect attribution window for your business on Pinterest is to ask your Pinterest rep, if you know who they are, you just send them an email and you ask them for a specific report called a conversion analysis. And this report will actually dictate how long your pinners take to actually convert into a sale. They'll also be able to give you some data on how long after they click or engage or view your ad that they purchase. And so these numbers will also help indicate whether or not you should select the 30-30-30 conversion window or something smaller or even something bigger. For example, if that conversion analysis comes back indicating that your purchasers tend to buy after 14 days of being on the platform, after 14 days of seeing your ad, then Pinterest would recommend probably a larger window such as 30-30-30. However, if your pinners are converting after 7 days, maybe the Pinterest conversion analysis will indicate for you to utilize a much smaller window such as 777. If you think that these conversion windows don't mean anything and the Pinterest reporting is all out of whack and you're not in line with how Pinterest reports its data or even how they utilize their conversion windows, then you can always just use UTM codes. They are essentially tracking links that you can add to all of your creatives in order to track the actual sales that come from each creative that you're promoting. You're able to see the data within Google Analytics through your UTM codes. And so that's another way for you to completely mitigate the conversion window problem without having to rely necessarily on the reporting that Pinterest is providing you. If you want to know how to add UTM codes to your Pinterest ads, feel free to check out my video on it. I will link it in the description box below as well. If you'd like an expert like myself to look over your promoted pins, feel free to get on a call with me. You can book a free call in my calendar link in the description box below. You and I can chat about your Pinterest account and we can see if we're a good fit to work together. On that note, I'm going to wish you a lovely rest of your day and we will chat in the next video. Bye for now.